Okay, hi guys, good morning. We've got 2 weeks left. Can you believe we finally made it? So, this week, what we want to talk a little bit about is a little bit of a college and school, trade school search, as well as a little bit of a career activity to wrap you up. So, this week and then next week, and that's really all we've got. So, here's our online learning plan for this week. You can see that we have a little bit of a short week and also a little bit of a different week. So this week there's no school class type stuff on Monday, and we've got Tuesday through Friday. So we actually do have Friday as a work day, class day, however you want to call it. So we've got this online learning plan that's going to be due on Tuesday night. And then we also have two activities this week. We've got one called our career research and the other one called career and trade school activity. So let's talk a little bit about why are we actually talking about career stuff when you guys are in high school. We've got a lot of you that are actually freshmen in high school. So why in the world would we actually talk about that? So there's a really good reason why we're going to be working on a few of these different things. So one of the first things is we want to give you a chance to explore some of the things that you like. So when we talk about exploring the stuff that you like, literally you want to think about what are some of the different accounts that you follow on social media? What are the things that you dork out about? Do you find different things interesting? Obviously, we've had a lot of time lately to watch Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, and it's the stuff that you really find interesting. Maybe it is comedy, maybe it's like the seven wonders of the world, building bridges, whatever the case might possibly be, but it's the stuff that you find interesting. And that really is going to be probably more of a big deal than you would actually imagine. The second one is that it's a really great time to get some experience. So it's kind of hard as a high school kid to get an internship. I mean, that word carries a lot of weight, and a lot of companies are looking for college students to fill those positions. But it's not too early to do something like a job shadow or to reach out to a family friend, maybe one of your friends' parents that do something that you find interest in, and asking if you can actually just come to work with them for a couple hours or maybe meet them for a coffee or an iced tea or something like that and talk about what their job is like. Also, when we talk about get some experience, there are some different summer programs. Sometimes universities offer them, sometimes hospitals offer them, kind of like a candy striper program where you can actually get out there and kind of see what the job is like. And also a really big thing to find out is what the workplace is like. Is the workplace very professional? Is it very hands-on? What is that workplace like? The next thing is talking about getting some training. So I know a lot of times when you feel like as a high school student, what am I doing here that's going to have any impact on my future? But actually, there are a lot of things out there that can help you out. Right now, all of you are in this business class. We have a lot of students that stay in the business program and then will continue to major or minor in business at the college level. I've actually had some students that graduate from East and go on to start their own company, so that's a really cool thing. I had a young man named Mark Lowry. He currently owns Lowry Landscaping. You might have seen that company around. He is an East High School graduate. He participated in the DECA program, and he actually started that business in high school. So there's all different types of things you can do. And then one of the last ones is talking about being flexible. And that's what I've got for you right here with Sarah Blakely and also Myron Roll. So when we talk about being flexible, not every time that you have an idea in high school do all people go straight to a training program, straight through college, and do that one single career forever. For a lot of people, their career process and their education pathway takes several different turns. My story is kind of boring. My story is that I went to college and I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I found business education. I really liked it. And that's really what I've always done. But let's take a look real quick at what we've got with Sarah Blakely. So Sarah Blakely is the inventor of Spanx. It could be something that everyone's familiar with, but it's like a women's undergarment kind of thing. But Sarah Blakely was very interested in business and in high school would listen to all these different business tapes. That was before we had podcasts and iPhones and things like that. And at the time she came up with the Spanx idea, she actually sold copiers to different businesses. So obviously not related to Spanx. But she then had that genius idea and followed her dreams and switched her path. On the right-hand side, what you're looking at is Mylan Roll. So he actually is a doctor. So he's a former NFL player, and he now is a doctor, I believe, down in the Tennessee area. And they've interviewed him on several morning shows, and obviously a really cool story there for how those different things can happen. So when we're taking a look at this, when we talk about choosing a career, here are some really simple questions that we want you to think about. What are some things that you like? But we also want you to think about things that you dislike because, for example, I don't really know that I could be a nurse or a doctor or a dentist because I do not like the sight of blood. So for me, I know that would be like, no way would I do that. The other thing we want you to think about is what are some of the things that you're good at? Do you see yourself as being an introvert or an extrovert? This teaching from home thing is killing me because I really like to talk to people. So I'm obviously an extrovert. Do you see yourself working behind a desk or being active? How can you bring together your interest and also your aptitudes? So for us, let's go over here and take a look at our activities for this week. So the first thing we're going to ask you to do is work on this career research project. Your instructions are right here at the top. It's going to give you a link we want you to work with, and we're asking you to come up with 3 different career options. Right down here, these questions are going to be straight from this website. So let's take a look at this website. So this website is called the Occupational Outlook Handbook. My screen just kind of cuts it off a little bit. You can look for things in a few different ways. You can type in something in the search right up here. You can select from the occupation groups right over here, or you actually can use this little search right here in the middle. I'm going to go ahead, I put in teacher, so, oh well, just erased. Going to put in teacher when I hit go. I want to make sure that everything I pull up says high school teachers, that it says that OOH, Occupational Outlook Handbook. Everything we're going to be asking you today is probably going to be right from this little table in the middle. If not, you can also follow these tabs right up here at the top. Please don't copy and paste. We really want to see your words instead of just copying and pasting this stuff. The next thing we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to take a look at this college and trade school research activity. In this one, your instructions are going to be right up here at the top for you, and we're going to ask you to please, please, please use this site that is going to be right here and fill in these tables for 2 different schools that you find. You're going to be filling in these white areas. The gray areas are just going to be the sections. Let's take a look at that site real quick. So when we come on over here, all of your different search type things are going to be right over here on the left-hand side. You can decide what is right for you. Some of you, for example, might know you really want to follow in your brother or sister or your parents' footsteps and you want to go straight to a university that you like. You can do that if you want. And then just a quick reminder for you. So I went to Bloomsburg University. So I'll put that in there for you just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Just kind of comes up in the middle that you can double check that's what you're looking for. And here you go. So each one of these are going to expand. Let's flip over and see what we're asking you. So we're asking you for a student population, student to faculty ratio, tuition, fees, and estimated expenses. I'm going to come over here for Bloomsburg and you can see, oh, sorry about that. You can see real fast I've got my general information and then tuition, fees, and estimated student expenses. After I select that, I've got all my data that is going to be right here, and that's going to match up with exactly what we're asking you right down here. If you have any questions this week as you're moving along through this career activity and this college and trade school activity, please make sure that you reach out to us. We're always happy to help you out. And this is a fantastic experience for you to spend a little time just kind of reflecting on some of the different interests that you have. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.